Virtual Racing School was developed to provide support to the next generation of sim racers. No matter if you're a rookie or veteran or what car or track you'll be racing, our goal is to provide training every step of the way. We found that iRacing can be quite difficult without proper training. There needed to be a way to prepare for on-track racing. With VRS, you can literally learn from the best sim racers in the world, including 4-time NASCAR iRacing World Champion Ray Alfala.
And Ray Alfala is a 4-time champion of the NASCAR Peak Antifreeze iRacing Series.
3-time iRacing Grand Prix World Champion Martin Kroenke.
Martin Kroenke becomes a 3-time world champion.
Rallycross World Champion Mitchell de Jong.
Mitchell de Jong is now champion for the iRacing Rallycross World Championship Series.
And many other top sim racers. Data packs include everything you need to start learning. Our World Championship coaches create the data packs by setting a hot lap or a series of fast laps for you to compare, analyze, and replicate. Data packs also include a tutorial where the coach points out techniques they use to hit the fast lap. This gives you access to the latest driving techniques and setups before you even hit the track. Sign up for a free account and download the VRS telemetry logger. With this application running seamlessly in the background, your laps automatically start syncing to the VRS website. From there, you can analyze and compare 2 laps of your choice, whether it's your data, the coaches, or your teammates. VRS will automatically target improvement opportunities so you can get up to speed even faster. VRS also makes it easy for you to request and schedule one-on-one or group coaching sessions. These sessions can range from 30 to 90 minutes, and you can select the car, track, and setup combination of your choice. Visit virtualracingschool.com today to sign up and get started.
Howdy, everybody, and welcome to the Spec Racer Ford Wicked Warriors presented by RaceVoice. We've gone back in time here to 2009 at Silverstone. I am Austin. I'm joined by Jonathan Grabowski, who is pulling double duty today, and you're here live watching Apex Racing TV. Jonathan, we've gone back in time, 2009 to the original Silverstone. Well, I wouldn't say original. I would say the most used Silverstone layout of all the Silverstone layouts. This layout still technically exists in real life. It's just underneath a few grandstands.
Yeah, good afternoon, Austin. It's so nice to be with you again for the second day in a row. I'm super excited. We have a full field today. And as you know, SRF brings out some really super exciting racing, and at this classic track, we're going to see some battles up and down the tower between our 3 classes. There's some familiar names to the series. Aeronom, who's been the dominant guy over the past few seasons, is here. Brandon Roseborough, who can really challenge Aeronom, is here. Austin Winter is here. I mean, we're in for a real great race here at this track.
We seriously are. I know a few of these people out there on track as well. It's always awesome to see these Spec Racer Fords be thrown around the track, and to see so many classic names out here. Oh man, this is definitely going to be an event, and it's Silverstone, so the draft is going to be very important here too. These cars are always going to be locked together, and it's going to be a very entertaining race from start to finish as Mika Rodriguez testing out those crash barriers right there. We're currently at the end of qualifying right now. Just 30 minutes have gone by as we're waiting for a few drivers to finish up their laps. It's currently Aeronom sitting up there on provisional pole position. We're looking at Flavio and Dalo right now. Aeronom just headed through Cop's Corner, puts in a new time. Didn't improve on that lap. The last lap was a 2:05. Cars coming across the line right now. I do not believe anybody is improving on their times last time by. Andrea Favini and Ken Botley is they did improve on their times, but they're down in 31st and 40th. But yeah, 60 cars on the grid. I hope I'm not the only one giggling with excitement from this.
Yeah, I mean, if you remember, going back to last week's race at the Red Bull Ring, I'd say that 3 times fast. Tony Bartman, who was our first time winner, put on a great show with Aeronom. You know, it was really impressed to see what he did all up and down the tower. Mika Rodriguez, who's currently, you know, P2 overall and our Spec 2 leader, he had put on a great show, then got into a little issue as he began his pit stop, and then the wheels just fell apart from here. But I'm expecting him to be really up there. He's been new to the series, but he's been extremely fast.
Yeah, a lot of these drivers, you know, some like really pull a rabbit out of the hat and make you go, wow, wasn't expecting that from them. And we might see that here today as qualifying, I would have to say, is over. Yep, there we go.
Yep, we're going to go to our warm-up.
Yep, into our warm-up, and I believe, yeah, 5 minutes to get this grid memorized and everything. And just give everybody a chance to get cool down, warm up, or just get excited.
Yeah, definitely getting excited for sure. And for those that are new to the SRF Weekend Warrior Series, we have 3 classes here. We have our Spec 1 guys, who you'll see when the timing tower comes up in red. They are I'd say the really fast guys, the Spec Racer Ford aliens, I guess you would say.
The top class.
The top class. And then we have Spec 2, which is our, you know, our really, you know, who are actually all really good racers. They're about under 3,000 I rating. And then also we have our Masters class. Now these are drivers 55 and older, no matter what their I rating is there in the Masters, but some of them are extremely fast. You'll hear names like Chris Murakami, you'll hear names like Antonio Reyes, guys who are, you know, really fast, you know, no matter what their age is.
Yeah, those Master guys, you know, they're a great bunch to talk to as well. They have some great wisdom. Some of them have driven in real life. Some of them been around spec racers in real life as well. And, you know, they can use that real life knowledge and driving situations to, you know, give a little insight. And, too, they have some great stories. Like Stevie Ray over here. You know, Stevie Ray, very nice guy to talk to. And the organizer of all this craziness.
Yep, Stevie Ray, who does a great job putting on this show. Absolutely fantastic job. Gets amazing car counts, and guys are always coming back to series, which shows you what a good job Stevie does with it.
Absolutely, and to go to Legacy Silverstone, it's kind of an odd choice when you think about it at first, but when you get into these cars, you realize this is the Silverstone where you'll want to be at, because you know, most of the corners are long, very flat, not a lot of trickiness going on here, so it's going to be keen for very close races. You can see in this warm-up lap, we're already seeing some good side-by-side, respectable side-by-side going on, and you know, this guy's like getting used to the track, getting it rubbered up right there, and trying out a few overtaking moves. But yeah, this is what we're going to be seeing throughout most of the day. A very tightly packed field. Right here to see some drivers already practicing their pit ins for, you know, for their pit stops to get the fuel right. A good in lap is overall a good pit stop.
Yeah, the really key is the pit stops here. You know, there is a required pit stop. There's about 30 minutes of fuel in these cars, so you'll see some guys like Steve Ray, who's kind of notorious for being the first guy into the pits, and you'll see some guys, you know, do it later on. You know, Aeronom talks about, you know, he has a strategy going into the race that he's going to pit around this time, whereas guys like Austin Winter in the past who have just kind of gone by feel and how the race is going.
Yeah, when I raced, when I was racing with Spec Racer for a little bit, I did a race in Daytona. I believe I was one of the last people to head into the pit lane. I believe. I'm not sure.
You were one of the late guys.
Yeah, and it worked out for me because everybody went in at the same time. There was a little bit of a jumbled up mess on pit exit, and I took full advantage of that because the Daytona pit exit's very narrow, and you got that turn in there. You have to keep it under 55, so I just kept it going as long as I could.
Yeah, you'll see some guys really get caught up by the pit lane speeding.
Oh yeah, it's so it's sometimes difficult to really get this car slowed in. It's Silverstone, so it's an old Silverstone, not the new Silverstone, so the pit lane speed limit is not as drastic as it used to be. The regular Silverstone was like 37 miles an hour, I believe, but it's changed now. They've upped the speed, but you know, it's very it's still very crucial to get these Spec Racer boards slow down to that pit speed limit and keeping it under there on pit exit and pit entry as well.
Jorg Manny, looking at him, he's currently the fastest warm-up. He's been on fire recently. I'd say since Spa, he's been, you know, really running extremely well in Spec 1.
Yeah, Jorg Manny from Switzerland. Number 25, Spec 1 driver, and you can see from his times, 3:10's currently ahead of Rise and Andalo, but you know, this is a warm-up, and just looking at the warm-up, there's most of the drivers using the time as warm-up to practice those pit ends, and well, here we go, 60 cars on the grid here at Silverstone. Aeronom starts up there on pole with Mika Rodriguez starting right beside them. They're followed by Adrian Campbell, and I can slow down for this because we got an entire pace lap. Wan Chi Lin will be starting in 4th place, followed by Bobby West. Maurizio Naselli in 6th place, followed by John Payne. George Monty, we were just talking about him, top the warm-up times, will be starting in 8th place. Tony Bartman, you know, Red Bull Ring winner. It's going to be very exciting to watch there. We'll be starting down in 9th. Elia Lottie in 10th place, David Baum and Antonio Reyes in 12th. They're followed by Austin Winter, Simon Mayer, Michael Dobek, Piotr Misorek, Ivardo Dantes, Jason Green, Paulo Gori, Chris Murakami, Flavio Andalo, Jesus A. Rodriguez, or Jesus A. Rodriguez. I'm going to get sorry. Ryan Walker and Kirk Broadhurst in 24th. Jim McCall, Johan Buitenga, Wayne Palmer, Jim Brewster, Stevie Ray, Andrew Love, Andrea Favini, Alan McCain, Baines Forrester, Luca Leone, Ian Gibson, and Francesco Bernardo in 36th. They're followed by Arthur Luerio, Simon Godfrey, Tom Gradwell, Ken Bately, Paul Jackson, Todd Hansen, Adam Bradshaw, Marco Trespidi, Bob Kern, Edgar Sancinelli, Joshua Justice, Jason Kotcher in 48th. Behind them is Jeff Cantor, Ishan Jin, Kevin Adrian, Gary Woodbolt, Bruno Conti, Art Grant, Samuel Dick, Marcus Burkett, Cash Hansen, Joshua Flores, Brandon Rosenborough, and Justin Huffman at the end of our 60-car grid.
This is a full house for sure here.
Yeah, full house and heavily packed, and I'm really excited for this.
Yeah, I wonder, Brandon Roseborough is a really fast guy. I wonder if he had some sort of connection issue or something's going on. I don't see him lit up, but he's definitely someone that has taken the fight to Aeronom in previous races.
Well, I do know some drivers, they do have sometimes drivers serving a little bit of penalties, so he might have served a pit lane start or just a qualifying ban, or he just might have just signed up, connection issue to it, but you know, he is not on the grid right now. We have Vaccaro, Huffman, and Rosenborough, 59, 60th, and 61 technically. 61 drivers that sign up for this server, but they are probably not connected right now as we head through the, well, what would be the Hamilton Straight right here if we go into modern times, but right now it's just that long right-hand corner is so tricky too, and it's a very popular overtaking opportunity. Then we got this great chicane right here, which is definitely going to be a big opportunity for a few of these drivers here, but it's going to be all about race pace really, and staying with the pack of cars that you know you can trust. But the track is going to be wide enough to make these cars about 4 wide throughout most of the track.
And we know these cars love to slipstream. And one thing I'm going to watch out for is in the past, when we're talking with guys like Aeronam and Yang Shilin, these guys tend to take it easy until the pit stops. You know, with guys like Campbell and Rodriguez up there, some of the newer guys, well, that gentleman's agreement, you know, kind of go out the window, and we get some hard battling up at the front the first few laps.
Yeah, hard battling is going to ensure, but yeah, it's usually take it easy. Now, there's a few little small pockets being formed up right here. Pace car is in, and it's time to get ready to go. We're waiting for the green flag as they go on green, but I believe they're going right now. Green, green, green here at Silverstone. And Aeronam gets a good start defending all the way down to the inside right now. Swings it back onto the outside. You can see it's a very tightly packed grid heading into Cop's Corner right now. As the first 3 are in a line, then it's a two-way fight between Lid and Asali immediately. And first time into Maggots, Beckett's, and Chappell. And I was talking with a few friends on iRacing, and they were just testing out the car for the first time. It's so low, and oh no, we got a little bit of an incident.
Oh no.
Yeah, 3 cars are off in Maggots and Beckett's and Chappell. That is
like
Douglas and
Dello.
Flavio.
Yeah, I was just supposed to say, everyone got through looks like they got through the first corner pretty cleanly. Just take a look to see what happened there.
Yeah, Campbell overtook Aeronam for the lead, got into that draft and swung it in there. But now Aeronam around the outside. Who's going to be last of late breakers? It's going to be Campbell down to the inside and retaking the lead a little bit deeper onto the brakes. Goes very wide. Aeronam's got that inside line, but Campbell's going to have that top speed that he got from out there. But he took the much longer line, but he does have that speed as Aeronam down to the inside. He's still down there, but that is very nice defending by Campbell to hold off Aeronam.
Let's take a look to see what happened there on that start.
Here is Dantes. And behind him you see Flavio. And he just got hooked by the 32 right there. And Flavio tried to avoid it, just he just let off the car, and the car got into the gravel. There was no contact with Flavio, but double touch right there. And, you hate those moments as we head through the arena section now and onto the front straight here. I think that is not the modern layout, but this is always going to be Cop's Corner.
And we're starting to see that little 8-9 car breakaway that we tend to get sometimes in the Weekend Warriors race. So you look at, looks like Bobby West is at the tail end of that group. And then we go all the way back to Tony Bartman, who's kind of in that other group with Austin Winter, David Baum, some really fast guys in that second group.
He's currently 7/10 behind West, and he is going to get a little bit of that draft, but he's got to keep it pretty consistent if they want to catch up, because this trade is starting to form. These packs are starting to form right now, and they are fighting up ahead. Aeronam, Campbell, Naselli, and Rodriguez in a little bit of fight. Top 4 down to the inside. Bartman had a bit of, he had Austin Winter down there, but Aeronam and Campbell are really going at each other. Aeronam now on the offensive, takes the lead, took it down to the inside and into that long right-hand corner. Are we going to be seeing a line that Campbell did on the opening lap? Campbell favoring nobody's really going extremely wide on the outside, but they're 2 by 2 right now. The fight for the lead and the fight for third place right here. A little bit deep on the brakes goes to Selly, almost into the back of Campbell right there. But that top 6, I believe, has been caught right there by Bartman and that group.
Yeah, Bartman's almost about to latch on to the back of Bobby West pretty instantaneously. He's got Austin Winter and David Baum, 2 extremely fast guys behind him. And also our Masters leader, Antonio Reyes, who is a really rapid guy. We've seen him up at the front on quite many occasions.
Lynn got onto the inside of Rodriguez through that long right-hander. Just snuck it down to the inside, and Rodriguez went a little bit wide. And I believe Mika Rodriguez, the green, stop me if I'm wrong, the green stands for Spec 2, right?
He is a Spec 2 driver. Mika's one of the newer guys to the series. He's really, really fast. Sometimes a little wild, as we've seen in previous races. A little wild, but extremely fast. He's one of these guys that could easily be in Spec 1, you know, in a few races, or definitely.
Oh, there's contact right behind him, and
Bobby
West around. It looked like Bartman went a little bit too deep in the chapel, got into West, and West unfortunately goes around right there. And you can see Bobby West rejoining the track in 20th position.
Let's take a look and see what I'm Bobby West here.
Yeah, you can see he was already turned around right there.
I think he might just Bartman got into him.
Yeah, Bartman just really underestimated how fast that Bobby was going to be off the exit and got into each other. And that's going to really split up that opening group. That top 6 is going to pull away from that now.
Yeah, and then we have, usually what we have is we have our top 5 or so break away, and then what we have, what, you know, Tim Cox and I have called the peloton, which is this massive gaggle of, you know, 10 to 15 spec racer Fords in a group that can't get away from one another.
Absolutely, and you know, the peloton, always fantastic to see. As Bartman and Winter almost getting each other. Bartman is using his car more in every single which way. He's really wide defending right there, but currently the leader of that peloton group right there, and I'm going to have to start saying peloton a little bit more because A, I love my cycling racing, and B, my mom hates any turn in cycling anyway, so she's not a fan of the word peloton.
Oh, Austin Winter is glued to the back of Bartman, and Antonio Reyes is pretty much glued to the back of Winter.
Yeah, they are certainly riding each other right there, and you know, Bartman's going to have to keep eyes on the back of his head, especially on these straightaways, because you know, Winter locked into the draft like Austin Winter is right now. You are locked in, ready, locked and loaded to go here as they head through Chapel. Look at that. Bartman just gets onto the throttle just a little bit more, but here comes Austin Winter on that straightaway. It also looks behind him, Reese and Dobek. They're going to be getting a good run, but here comes Winter looking down to the inside right now. Side by side they go. And it's going to be Winter easily. And Reyes, are we going to see that on the inside of Bartman? No, we are not. Reyes and Dobek, though, going to be side by side with the new leader of the first chasing
Look at up front.
group. Oh my gosh. Lynn and Aaron Nam and Naselli are side by side right there. But look at the gap that Campbell has got on Aaron Nam. He got that gap from the straightaway, got the position from the straightaway, and then heading into the first part, Campbell's going to try to break away right here from the top 4.
Wow, this is Campbell for, you know, considering its Silverstone legacy. He's really broken away considering we expected the slipstream to occur. And we look at Rodriguez going to try to look inside Naselli, and Yangshi Lin's just hanging out the back there. He's probably saying, I'm going to take my time, let these guys beat each other up a little bit.
It's probably getting. I know we were talking about earlier on in this race how we were expecting these guys to take it easy in the first few laps before pit stops. So there's a car in the background that is gone a little bit wide. I believe that was Palolo. I feel like they're fighting just a little bit too much. And we got a car crashing into the pit lane. That's Antonio Reyes.
That was our Masters class leader.
Not anymore. That's a very unfortunate incident right there. Did he go a bit wide, get onto the grass, or was he helped out?
Races that silver car right there.
Yeah, it's
behind Tony Bartman.
Guys, he's gone to the grass. And, ooh, big bump on the entry to pit in. And we have our first driver in the pit lane. It's Evandro Dantes. Way too early for a pit stop, I would say.
I think Dantes was involved in that earlier incident.
Yes, he was. He was.
So, great opportunity to take advantage of it.
Yeah, you know, opportunities always arise. If you get down in the first part of the race, you can definitely turn a upside down race into a right side up race with a amended strategy. Right there is a very nice move by, I believe that was Stevie Ray, who just snuck one down to the inside of Rodriguez right there.
Yeah, nice battle here amongst these guys in the top 20 or so. Ray, Rodriguez, Vivini, Beans, Foster.
Oh, look at Rodriguez get the elbows out on Vivini as Forster snuck his way into there. It's very nice pack racing here right now in this small group. We got a few cars off the track right ahead of them. 2, 3 cars off right now and parked on the apex, avoiding collision. He's towed out, and more carnage off the exit as well. Multiple cars involved in an incident right there. What's happened?
Let's see if we can find out what happened here.
I think there were separate incidents. The first initial incident of cars being turned around off the exit, the cars going
I saw Jim Brewster was involved.
wide.
Let's take a look. So Brewster's here in the red car.
Yeah, gets a bit wide, gets onto the curb, gets onto the grass, and he's before all of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, this
I think it's
before all of it.
coming,
But Bobby West, Jin McGill, John Payne, and Ken Bately have all come into the pit lane. There's a car going wide right here. I believe this was
It might have been a little bit earlier.
I think this was the lap earlier, because this is when we saw.
All right, stand by. Let's take a look. The fun of double dutying here.
Fun of double duty. And we rejoined us as the car sideways.
That's Broadhurst.
Broadhurst lining up the tires right there.
All right. Let's take a look at Brewster here. Or is this the same? No,
I'm going to leave this one to you.
There we go. I think we found it here. I think we may have found our Brewster incident.
Yep, here it is. Car spinning right in front of him off the exit. It gets collected right there. He goes a bit wide, gets collected by a car coming out there, and he was stuck backwards. And if we go back live, Rodriguez and Naselli, and we got chaos at the front. Rodriguez and Naselli are sideways right there. They made contact, and they were in our leading top 5. And they've fallen all the way down to 11th. And that is a damaged car. Look at the front right tire. That tire's not connected.
Let's take a look here. See if we can find this.
It's always the curse of the commentary. See, he's side by side with the 44. He just got crossed over. They just didn't see each other.
And watch Austin Winter.
Hello, Hearts. Glad you're still working.
Oh boy.
Oh my God.
As I said earlier in the program, Mickey Rodriguez, really fast guy. He can be a little bit wild.
And he was a little bit wild right there.
And that's not aeronom to be aeronom and just hang out at the front.
With Campbell. And they're pulling away from Lynn as Stevie Ray and Green head into the pit lane now. So now I believe that we're within 10 minutes. We can start seeing drivers going, okay, I'm going to undercut everybody early into the pits, let them fight it out in groups, and, just go in with somebody I trust, and we just race with each other and try to outpace each other. Because up the front, oh my gosh, we got a side-by-side heading to the Magnus Beckinsale Chapel right here. as we saw with Rodriguez and Walker.
Yeah, this race is playing out perfectly for Aeronom right now. You know, a couple of guys who, you know, are really fast, Maselli and Rodriguez, who are a little more aggressive, you know, of the bunch. They've knocked themselves out. You know, this is playing really well into another victory for Aeronom, but it's still early.
He still has Campbell. We can't count out Campbell. We gotta stop doing that. Campbell's with him too.
You know, I've doing this series for several seasons now. You know, I don't doubt Aeronom.
I don't doubt Aeronom too. Oh, contact right here. As Rodriguez and Love are no, it wasn't Love. It was
Rodriguez. Rodriguez is one of our usual normal high climbers. Starts toward the back.
I think it
and
might have been
way up.
Godfrey that was affected right there. The 216. Somebody looked down the inside of him and they got together with each other.
Take a look at this battle here in the top 30. Bob Kern.
Jinx. Edgar Sancinelli sitting here in 33rd right now, up 13 spots where he started. Sancinelli, very quick driver as we go up to Bartman and Winner, who are going side by side on the entry to Max Beckson Chapel. Bartman sneaking his way around the outside and able just to slide up in there right on board of Austin Winner right now. Looking at the back of Manny, gets a little bit loose, and Manny just getting the overspeed right now. It's going to be on his inside on the straightaway, but they're fighting for the draft, and Austin Winner is going to be right there. They're going to be 3 wide because look out the outside. That's Bomb. Looking on the outside of Winner and Manny. He backs away. Austin Winner using the draft of Bartman ahead of him side by side. Almost a little bit of contest. Manny and Bomb almost get into each other. And they continue on right now. A little timing tower glitch, but that is fixed right now. Current leader out of the pit lane would be John Payne down in 34th.
John Payne has been really impressive this season, graduating to the Masters class. Done really well, but riding on board David Baum, who's been really quiet. Baum's usually one of our top Spec 1 guys. Having kind of a quiet day today.
Well, he was separated from the lead pack after the Bartman incident where everyone had to back off. That caused our first break in the group. And he was unfortunately caught back there, but he's definitely gets a little bit wild right there. He was trying to make a move on Monty beside him, but you know, the draft down the straightaway really had well, it really is affecting. I'm expecting David to try something right here. I thought he was going to go into the pit lane. Took a very tight line off the exit of that corner, staying very tight, then everybody going out wide. So he's probably thinking of heading into the pits very soon. 4 minutes until we're halfway through this race here at Silverstone.
Going back to our top 2, Aeronom and Aiden Campbell.
Yeah, Campbell and Nom, I'm expecting these two to head into the pits at the same time. Lynn's just going to have to push this car as far as it goes because he's seriously in no man's land right now. 2 seconds to the cars ahead. He's within distance of them, but then behind him it's 4 seconds. And, you know, it's kind of no man's land with these draft-heavy cars, especially when the 2 cars and leaders are bump drafting down the straightaway here.
Yeah, Lynn's a bit in no man's land now, but I think he'll take the 3rd spot. He's been on fire, I'd say, probably over the last, you know, dating back to around Thanksgiving or so. He's been putting on a heck of a show. He was, last season, he missed about the first half of the season, and then when he came in, he was, you know, really up there, you know, 2nd, 3rds, really, really running extremely well.
And he's a really nice guy to talk to as well.
Oh, he is. He's a great interview.
Yeah, he's a great interviewer and, you know, a great late night talk as well.
He's also, when he's not racing, he's also great in the YouTube chat. And it's
yes, he is.
And it's also nice to see Marco Pinero, who's another one of our really fast guys, speaking of the YouTube chat in there today. Marco, we miss you. Hope to see you soon.
Always great to see the SRF community around Apex Racing TV or just on iRacing in general. I know whenever I'm just looking for a good drive, I hop to an SRF practice session. There is somebody from this series in that practice session. It's always a great time to talk and just hang out.
Absolutely. And one thing, when I first started in the series, Jim Hodgson, our good colleague here at Apex, talked about what a great community it is, and it truly is a bunch of great guys. You know, as you talked about hopping into a practice, one day in a practice, Dudu Castro's in there, another one of our really fast guys in an SRF goes, "Oh, I'll give you my setups." So he literally sends me all his setups. You know, so that's the type of guys these guys are. And speaking of good guys, Chris Murakami, our Masters leader. This is a common phrase that's said this season. Chris Murakami, Masters leader.
Foreign drivers heading into the pit lane. John Payne still the pit leader. Drivers who's gone into the pit lane leader. Arthur Lorario just did a 1-second stop. I feel like he's overshot the pit. Yeah, he's overshot the pit box. He's reversed back in there, right there. I'm just looking at our SDK software showing which drivers have gone to the pits, but they're being passed by John Payne, Bobby West, and Evandro Dantes right now. And you know, that little group right there is currently our you know, pit leaders. Now they're down in 28th right now, and the more they keep at it, the more ground they are going to be working up, as we are now halfway through this race. I'm expecting that pit lane to get pretty packed very soon.
Yeah, you'll feel it. I mean, especially as we get close to the 30-minute mark is when you'll see guys, especially our top guys, duck in. And occasionally you'll see guys work together. I know Austin Winter and other drivers will work together occasionally just to, you know, get the best of the pit time and the draft coming out of the pits.
Yeah, the draft coming out of the pits, and you know, if you come out a clean air or somebody to draft with, it's always important to maximize the draft wherever it is in that car. So you kind of want to buddy up, make sure. Sometimes you will do that with drivers that you qualify before the race, or you know, you always. Sometimes it just happens right there. And Winner's heading into the pits with Lottie. They're in the same group. Lottie was at the back. Winner was at the front. And Austin Winner is actually pulled away from Bartman. So he does have the pace to pull away. And Elia Lottie saw Austin go in there and said, okay, somebody in my group heading in. I'm at the back of it. This is my chance to make up some ground on the people ahead of me. As Campbell and Aeronam still 1 and 2. I'm going to be really interested to see when these two come in. If they're going to come in together, or if Campbell's going to try to do the undercut or overcut on Aeronam, do exactly the opposite he does, or they're going to work together.
I don't know. It's interesting if they're how hard they're working together.
Same with Lynn.
Yeah, Lynn's, as you mentioned, Lynn's kind of, unfortunately, no man's land. He's sitting there. He doesn't have a dance partner, you know, but he's such a smart driver. So I'm going to see what he does.
And he's still pulling away from Monty and Bartman behind him, because, you know, they're battling still. In the shot that we were just looking at, Lynn, they were side by side coming out of that corner. So they're still battling. But yeah, Aeronam and Campbell, we saw this the other day when in the Prototype Championship, the Apex Racing League Prototype Championship, where the two leaders of the LMP2 field were just drafting each other for the entire race, and then pit stops. And then one of them went on for another lap, and he gapped the guy by 4 seconds because he was so confident in his pace. And it was insane that 2 laps made a gap of 4 seconds coming out of the pit lane when both of them did. As that is Jason Kocher in the spun on the inside of the track that Nam and Campbell just lapped.
I wonder if Campbell's just content to sit behind Nam and save fuel so he has a shorter pit stop.
That is a strategy.
We've seen drivers do that before, and Aeronam's kind of voiced his, at times, displeasure in saying in post-race, well, I knew person X wasn't going to work with me, so.
Might try to sell a fake. somebody was carrying a cone into the pit lane. I
Our
believe that
Masters
was
leaders
Jason.
in Chris Murakami.
Yep. Went in with Dobek.
That's going to put Tom Gradwell, a former Masters Series champ, into the lead. And we haven't given this guy a real shout out. Wayne Palmer, you know, with everything that's been going on, is currently our Spec 2 leader.
Yeah, Palmer. He's got a good gap to Favini. Behind him, Favini was involved in that instance. So Wayne Palmer very happy about this today. Up 19 spots as well. Very good race by him today. And, you know, he's got a dance partner, Pitor, ahead of him. So Pitor and Palmer can work together if they head into the pits together. And, you know, they're kind of in no man's land. Currently, you can see a big gap behind them, but, you know, it can all change. Coming out of the pit lane, Austin Winter, currently the leader of the drivers, gone into the pit lane. He's sitting in 14th right now. The driver that he went into the pits, Lottie, is down in 18th. So they had a little bit longer pit stop than Austin.
Yeah, Winter had almost a 5 seconds faster pit stop than Lottie.
Yeah, I guess Winter knew exactly where his fuel needed to be to make it to the end of the race, and Lottie's just being safe.
And Austin,
because this is a time race, and I've been bitten by this before, where I went all the way to the time limit, and we just got one lap over.
And when Austin ran the series full time, he was so good at the fuel. He was so good at the pit stops, feeling, okay, now's the time to go. Here's how much fuel I'm going to put in. Here's how much time is left. He was absolutely fantastic at it.
Yeah. And, you know, sometimes got to be a strategist in the car and outside the car to be good in a race like this.
David Baum's in.
Only car, I believe, around him to go into the pits. I see Andrew Love, Godfrey, and Flavio Andalo headed to the pits. Flavio, we saw him get into that incident. Aeronom and Campbell. Yeah, Campbell is doing some things. I think he might be trying that, just fueling up the car and to make it a shorter pit stop to Aeronom.
Yeah, that definitely seems like the strategy, because we've seen, you know, times where other guys swap back and forth. You know.
Because if he tries to go on another lap, we know the pace that Aeronom has. Both these two drivers are incredibly fast, but, you know, Aeronom got pole position. Campbell's qualified in 3rd. I believe if they stayed out and Campbell goes one more lap, he would create a bigger gap to him and Aeronom than of him staying with there and looking for that last chance fight. So it'd be the best bet for Campbell to head into the pits with Aeronom. You can see him taking more of a relaxed line and not really pushing himself and staying within that draft, and I believe that's going to be a strategy. Lynn, on the other hand, I feel like might benefit from trying a different strategy.
Yeah, Yangxi's at a position where I think, you know, he has to do something that's completely outside the box and different, or hope that these guys get caught in traffic, or, you know.
Oh, well, Lynn's going in, Nom's going in, Campbell's staying out. Well, Caloria Purple was not expecting this one.
That's kind of a smart play by Yangxi Lin.
Oh yeah, head in with Aeronom. You know, you're going to have to draft the pin.
Head in with a guy you know is fast, that you know that you trust racing with. I mean, maybe you guys can work together. But that's now going to put Campbell in no man's land.
Yeah, Campbell, you know, we were saying he was saving up fuel. He's going to have more time out there on the track now. But with Lin and Nom now in the pit lane, they're going to have to draft. Lin can catch up to Nom right there. And they could start working together. Here's Lin.
And Lin
there is
came
Nom.
out. Lin came out ahead.
Oh. Well, Aeronom's going to get the draft from Lin right here. As they're in a pretty open air, too. There's Ryan Walker ahead of Lin, and there's Aeronom right behind. Aeronom's going to be getting the draft, so Campbell, I believe, is going to be in no man's land after this, because look at the draft that Aeronom's going to get, unless Aronov had a very slow pit stop, and it does look like he had a abnormal pit stop. 14 seconds in the pit lane, 3 seconds slower than Lin. So he might have overshot the pit box just slightly.
Or put or put extra fuel in.
Or put a little bit extra fuel in there as he goes down to the inside of Walker right there. Staying with Lin. But, you know, the average pit stop time by the top guys are 11 seconds.
Now, how does Campbell respond?
I would have to say to cover him off. Oh, there's a little bit of a slide right there. I would have to say head into the pits, but, you know, after that little bit of slide, you're just going to run that thing dry.
It's got to be next lap for him.
It has to be next lap. Monty heads into the pit lane, but, you know, we saw that slide. Campbell doesn't have Aronov to use as a little judgment stick, so he might overpush himself. We saw that right there off the exit, a little bit of an oversteer correction. That's going to slow him up. And
Tony,
you know, if you're
Tony
Lin
Bartman's
and Nom,
into the pits.
Bartman, Palmer, Vini into the pit lane. Lin and Nom.
Chris Murakami has circled back to the Masters lead.
Yeah, Murakami got a good gap to Payne, who's right behind him. He's behind West. Bobby West and John Payne been together. Remember, Payne, John Payne and Bobby West, they've been together since lap 5, where they went into the pit lane. We're at lap 15 right now.
Oh, and looks like we might have an overtake for the Spec 2 lead in the pits. Favini with a little bit of a faster pit stop than Wayne Palmer.
Well, they got to watch out. Oh, yeah, there it is.
There's Foster. He's the
Palmer
third.
and Payne. Yep. Forrester could catch up to them. One car went really wide. Aronov's overtaken Lin down to the inside and into second place. Pit lane time in total is about 46 seconds. And that's from pit entry to pit exit. And, you know, that's not the entire time that you spend losing there, because it includes the speeding up and slowing down of all that stuff. But it does show you the window where you kind of want to be in of the car ahead. And they're within 31 seconds of Campbell ahead of them.
Just watching these two. I want to see how much they work together.
Here comes Campbell.
Campbell's in.
It's going to have to be a perfect pit stop. Aronov 3 seconds slower in the pit stop than Lin. Had a little bit of a mistake. Campbell might have been over pushed into the car on that gamble to stay ahead of everybody. And he's got a longer, he has to go all the way to the end of the pit lane, because he's just stopped right now. Comes Aronov out of the final corner onto the start-finish straight. Campbell still stationary right now. Oh, Campbell's gone long. Campbell's gone really long. He's now coming out of the pit lane. 15 seconds in the box, and he gets overtaken right there. That was a extraordinary long stop for Aiden Campbell. 15 seconds.
Yeah, that was really, really long. And Yangshi Lin has put himself in the catbird seat right here.
Lin, well, we said he had to do something out of the box. He saw Aronov head into the box, and Lin's like, I'm going to go with that. Aronov knows what he's doing, and I'm going to follow him. And Lin is currently sitting in second place, nose to tail right now, with nobody else around him. We're going to have a 2-car race. And, oh, Lin's going for the lead right now, down to the inside on Aronov. Oh, this fight could go all the way to the end, and I believe they go side by side, because Campbell's 3 seconds behind these two. And I believe we're about to see the elbows come out right here.
Yeah, Austin, it's definitely going to be between, unless something crazy happens, it's definitely just going to be between these two for the win today, overall and in Spec 1.
Yeah, Spec 1 race is going to be absolutely beautiful to watch. See Aronov going all the way to the right side of the track. Lin doing the same thing as well. Not staying with each other's draft there. Like, the drafting phase is over. It's time to get racy right here. And, you know, these two drivers, they love to race.
battle right here. The Austin winner is currently leading with David Baum, Michael Dobek, and Jorg Manny. And then looking around, Andrea Favini, currently our Spec 2 leader. Wayne
Yeah,
Palmer
a few spots ahead.
Palmer had a bit of a slower pit stop, which allowed Beans Foster to currently have second Spec 2.
Yeah, they're in a completely different group. Back to our fight for the lead through Cobb's Corner. Lynn leading Nom. Manny puts in the fast lap of a 2:03.69. As now, if you're Aeronom and Lynn, are you going to be using this times to get some strategy out, try some overtaking maneuvers, wait to one part and to see on how fast you can get this move and how much you're going to do it. Because we're going to be seeing most of the overtakes being done right here. We saw Lynn get Aeronom right here, and Lynn's not going to be defending this one at all. Aeronom down to the inside and up to the lead, and he's got about a car length heading into the braking zone.
These are two of the smartest, safest pairs of hands in this series, so I don't expect there to be any real, aggressive driving or,
They're just making up their strategy right now.
They're
just making the strategy.
They're going to feel each other out. They're going to play it safe up till that last lap.
Oh, yeah. This last lap is going to be a fireball for sure. And you can see Nom and Lynn looking down to the inside, just window shopping right now. He could have that opportunity later on in the race. 5 minutes remain here, 2-minute lap time, so we've got about 3 laps to go.
Just want to jump down to this battle here. A bunch of different guys. Bobby West is in here, John Payne, Chris Murakami. A lot of really fast guys in this group battling it out in different classes.
Yeah, Payne, your Masters leader, he overtook Murakami that time by. And, we got our fight for the Masters lead in here. And our Spec 2 leader, Favini, is in here as well. And if Favini wants to keep that Spec 2 racers win locked down, he would just drop to the back of this pack and enjoy the show ahead of him. Because I can tell you, Murakami and Payne might go a little bit hard with each other.
Chris is so good. And John, both of them have been fantastic over the past few seasons. Chris Murakami really caught fire about 2 seasons ago. Put on a great show last year in the Masters class. And John, due to some rules change, was able to drop down to the Masters, and I think he's having the time of his life.
Yeah, always great to see John Payne doing good. And back to our fight for lead. Lynn and Nom side by side. And Lynn's got that, I think he had a much better run than Aeronom when Aeronom tried to make that overtake on him.
And Aero was content just to, all right, you got it. I'll tuck in behind you. Not a problem. We got time.
I feel like through Maggots, Beckets, and Chapel, I think Lynn might have the better lines to there, because just going off of what I saw last lap and this lap, Lynn had a much greater head of steam heading into, heading down that straightaway.
Oh, one thing I'm thinking about is Yangshi Lin wasn't in his pit for a long time. He's about 3 seconds less than Aeronom. Is he got enough fuel? Do you think he topped up enough to... And Aero's just going to be like, all right, I'm going to make you pull me around because I know you don't. You have less fuel than me.
It might be the case. And it also might be the case if we go a little bit longer right now. He could try to short fuel it and just see if we get to 40 minutes right here. But, it takes 2 minutes and 3 seconds for these guys. 2 minutes and 4 seconds last time by. We're currently looking at 2 minutes 10 seconds right now on pit entry. They're going to cross the line right here. White flag is in the air. This is going to be the last lap. He's definitely got enough fuel right now heading into Cobb's Corner. White flag in the air for Aero, Nom, and Lynn. And Nom, he is in the catbird seat. He's where you want to be for in that white flag position. Lynn's going to have to get a little bit defensive right here. Hey, into Magus Beckett to Chapel, Lynn, and Nom. There goes Lynn down to the inside. He knows this is his last opportunity. Nom's going to have to go around the long ways.
Where does he go?
He's going to have to go wide. They're side by side right now. Lynn down to the inside. Nom around the outside. Lynn's going to have to go a little bit deeper. Nom holding it around the outside. Yanchi, Lynn holding it still side by side right there. The elbows are fully out. Arrow Nom's got slightly the lead right now is the lead by 1/10. Lynn can try a switchback. Nom's taking a much tighter line, defensive line, heading to Chicane. Here comes Lynn with the switchback, but Nom blocked him on the exit right there. The elbows are out and in the mirrors as well. Lynn's all the way in the draft. Lynn's got a good run. Nom defending all the way down to the inside. Lynn, we saw him make a look down the inside right here, and that's why Aaron Nom's defending on the inside. Lynn can go very deep on the brakes. He's got the lead heading into the brake zone. Nom's got the inside line. Lynn's going to go around to the outside. Nom, a nice slide job right there. Good block on Yanchi Lynn, and there's just about 4 corners to go. You see Lynn looking down the inside. He's got a nose down there. Nom's going to have to forcefully go out wide. And, here comes Lynn. He's got 2 left-handers and 1 right-hander. Nom's got the inside line for the final corner. Lynn going to use all the track right here. And it's going to be a drag race. See Lynn getting off the gas just a little bit. Bumping and banging into the final corner. And Arrow Nom pushing his way past Yanchi Lynn. And Arrow Nom, elbows out, going to take the win here ahead of Yanchi Lynn. Lynn trying to use the draft catch up there, but it's not going to be it. Nom takes the win.
What
Lynn in second. Campbell in third. What a drive by Aaron Nom and Yanchi Lynn. It's for both of them. That was hair-raising and a lot of fun.
What a great job by both these drivers. Aaron Nom, as always. Yanchi Lynn, who we talked was in no man's land, nowhere.
No man's land. Short-pitted to get back. That's the drive of the
day right there. That is the drive of the day. So we got John Payne, who's our Masters class winner, and Andrea Favini, our Spec 2 winner. Great job, guys. Murakami's gonna come in second in Masters. Antonio Race in third. Looking down, we have Foster, who came in second in Spec 2, and Wayne Palmer, who was up there currently finishes in the third spot in Spec 2.
Oh, that was a lot of fun right there. Yeah, Lynn, this strategy called a short pit. He knew exactly how much he needed to go. We got cars still coming across the line right now. This is Edgar Santinelli behind Ian Gibson. Paul Jackson's behind them. They're going to come across the line in 38th, 39th, and 40th. But Lynn and Aaron Nom are putting on one heck of a show.
Yanchi Lynn, driver of the day, also livery of the day. If you got a close-up on the gearbox
I'm going
shot,
for first.
Yes. I was like, that looks a little early 90s BTC Vaxall, but then when I saw I'm going for first, YouTube it, kids.
I wanted to say it. I didn't. I wanted to say he's going for first right there, but I knew if I did that, I would have jinxed him, so I caught myself right there. But your race winner, Aaron Nom, everyone. Give it up for him. Jonathan, I'll let you read through these results because I'm not
thank
impressed.
you so much. So, overall, Aaron Nom in first spot, Yanchi Lynn in second, Aiden Campbell third, Austin Winner fourth, Jorg Manny fifth, Michael Dobek sixth, David Baum seventh, Ila Lodi 8th, Tony Bartman, last week's winner, finishes in 9th, and Bobby West in 10. Our Masters winner and 11th overall, John Payne, Ryan Walker in 12th, Andrea Favini in 13th, Chris Murakami, 2nd place in Masters and 14th overall, Antonio Race in 15th, Peter Mizarek 16th, Beans Ben Foster 17th, and Wayne Palmer in 18th. In 19th, Armando Dantas. In 20th, Jesus Rodriguez. 21st, Fabio Landello. 22nd, Andrew Love. 23rd, Jason Green. 24th, Francesco Bernardo. 25th, Simon Godfrey. 26th, Kirk Broadhurst. 27th, Johan Butanga. And 28th, Ken Batley. Then in 29th, Stevie Ray, series organizer. 30th, Simon Dick. 31st, Todd Hansen. 32nd, Joshua Justice. 33rd, Jim Brewster. 34th, Jeff Cantor. 35th, Arthur Hilario. 36th, Bob Kern. 37th, Adam Bradshaw. And 38th, Ian Gibson. 39th, Edgar Centinelli. And 40th, Paul Jackson. 41st, Jim McGill. 42nd, Kevin Adrian. 43rd, Tom Gradwell. 44th, Luca Leone. 45th, Isan Jin. 46th, Gary Wombolt. 47th, Josh Flores. And 48th, Jason Kocher. In 49th, Alan McCain. In 50th, Bruno Conti. In 51st, Marcus Burkett. 52nd, Kai Hansen. 53rd, Arthur Grant. 54th, Spec 1-star Mauricio Nazelli, who we saw in an incident with the 55th place runner, Mika Rodriguez. 56th, Marco Trespitti. 57th, Simon Mayer. 58th, Paulo Gori. And then, bringing up the tail, Brandon Roseborough, who we didn't see make the start, is same as Justin Huffman. And 61st, Charles Vicario. So that is your finishing order. So, Austin, I think we have some drivers that would like to talk to us.
Yeah, definitely. I know two drivers that really want to talk to us, Aerodom and Lynn, and I don't know which one I want to talk to first. You want to talk to the race winner, or you want to talk to the driver of the day first?
Let's talk to our winner first.
All right, let's bring Aerodom in here. Aero, how you doing? You took pole, you took the win, but it really wasn't as simple as just saying those two things. It was you took pole, you were leading the fight with Campbell, and then coming out of the pit lane, you were now in the fight with Lynn, and it went all the way down to the last corner. How are you feeling after that?
Yeah, I don't know, it's pretty hard because in the start I decided to push like crazy and get the group smaller, so every few laps a few dropped, and then there was only two and Lynn behind us, so yeah, I knew I was using a lot of fuel, so I was lucky to come out just behind Lynn in the pit stop.
Yeah, your pit stop was 3 seconds slower than Lynn. Was that by design? You did say that you were using a lot of fuel to create that gap. So was it just using a lot of fuel that created that slower pit stop?
Yeah, just driving style. I use much more fuel, so I can't do anything about it when I'm leading.
Yeah, all right. That makes much more sense. We were really confused by that. We thought you made a mistake, but there was certainly no mistakes out there on track. Do you want to talk about that last lap fight with Lynn? Heading into that final corner, did you know that the next lap was going to be the last lap, or no?
Going to lap 19, we didn't exactly know. It was so close to be 20 laps, so yeah. When I got flight flag, I was behind, and I knew I have a chance to pass him there and hold the first place, but yeah, it's quite difficult here. I almost messed it up in the last lap there in the chicane, but yeah, going to the last turn, I was a little bit wider than normal, so the Lynn can't cut back in, so yeah.
Well, you came out here to win, and you certainly did right there. Great side-by-side fight. Before I let you go to celebrate this one, do you have anyone to thank?
Yeah, I'd like to thank the lead admins, the sponsors, the drivers, and you guys there in the booth.
And thank you for putting on a great show out there, Aerodom. You have yourself a good afternoon. So we're going to throw it over to Jonathan, who is standing by with Yanchi Lin.
All right, sorry, I was just typing a note to you. So, Yang Shilin, you are probably our driver of the day, we were saying. If anyone was going to be the driver today, it would be you. So take us through. You were kind of sitting in no man's land for a little bit, and then you jumped in the pits, and you were right with Aerodom. So take us through that.
Yeah, I mean, I've been noticing that Aero tend to use a lot more fuel than me, and I'm probably, I didn't really save enough fuel, plus that after Mika and Mauricio crashed, I was pushing the entire time to keep the gap constant, but I tend to use less fuel than most of people.
Were you planning, all right, Arrow or whoever came in first, you were going to jump in with them to try to find a dance partner for the final part of the race?
No, that was not expected. I was expecting maybe I was half second behind Arrow, and Mike can stay in his draft and racing the end. But I was surprised that I got so much time in the pit stop.
Yeah, your pit stop was a lot quicker than everyone else's around you.
Yes, I mean, as I said, I just tend to use less fuel than others. I fueled for 20 laps, and I still had 1.2 liter in the end. So that's like I overfueled by 0.4.
So just take us to that final lap.
I mean, I'm leading on the final lap. That's never a good thing in the spec racer board. And I'm just trying to block as much as I can. I mean, we went side by side in Stowey. I brake a little bit early for club so that I can have the run in the chicane. So that's barely happened. And I mean, I kind of recreated the 1992 British Touring Car Championship final in the last 2 turns there. We were side by side, and both of us were not lifting for bridge, and I mean, I was following, so I had a little bit clearance into, like, overspeed into the turn, and then I got the inside, but I think last turn, I mean, we didn't crash out like John Cleland and Steve Soper, but I mean, both of us were eager to win. I think both of us ran a little bit wide into the turn, and Arrow bumped me slightly, but I mean, I really enjoyed that last lap. This is why I signed up for this. Yeah, and I mean, I have been kind of having a bad week and a bad official races recently, and this really made my day. It's really worth all that pain.
Yeah, you put on a hell of a show. You were probably our driver today. You had the best livery of the day with that early 90s Vauxhall VTC livery. And before we let you go, is there anyone that you want to thank?
I mean, thank you guys for broadcasting it, and yeah, a bit unfortunate for Maurizio today. I mean, he has been having better luck, same as me in official race this week. You know, that was a little bit unfair move by Mika initially, I feel like. So I feel like overall I had fun in today's race. Yeah, no, that's yes, thanks Steve for hosting this league. I mean, if he didn't host it, none of this will happen.
Great. Well, thank you so much for joining us. That was our second place runner-up, Yang Shi Lin. So, Austin, I think we have time for one more interview if you want to drag him in.
Yeah, we're standing by with our Masters race winner, John Payne. John, how you feeling after that?
Hey, guys. Lucky. I feel lucky. I got a little a super good pull from some guys in qualifying. Probably qualified a little further up than I should have. I was just trying to take it easy in the first lap or two, and I got a little tap, and I got to apologize for it, and so that put me back. And then I just, you know, your mind starts playing tricks. I'm looking at my replay right now, and I was sure I had damage. And so I felt the car wasn't fast or everything, so I pitted as soon as I could. And
yeah, we saw you went in on lap 5, and we were discussing on why that early pit stop was taking place, and I'll let you explain that one right there.
Because in my mind, I had damage. And now that I'm looking at the replay, it doesn't appear I did. I had mental damage. So I just came out, thought I had enough fuel, and I was just going to try to pick it off, do as good as I can. And I came across Bobby West, and I know he's pretty quick. And my crew chief, I use that, I race in VR, and I have that crew chief, and it was telling me that I might be close on fuel since I did pit so early. So I told Bobby, you know, I'm just going to stay behind you, don't worry about me. And he towed me around the whole race, and I was able to finish the race and pass all the old folks.
Yeah, you definitely picked the person to go into the pits with there. Bobby was being very good with you, as you and Bobby just well, pulled up through the race, and yeah, you got past Chris to overtake the lead, and yeah, you held it in there.
Yeah, it was there was a little hairiness. I think we went 3 wide into maggots, and but everybody came out the other side okay.
Yeah, it's always great to see. Well, John, it was a fantastic race by you. You took the Masters win. Before we let you go, anyone do you want to thank?
Oh, no, just thank y'all.
No, thank you.
All right, see you next week.
Yeah, see you next week too, John.
Bye-bye.
Well, Jonathan, fantastic race as always in the Spec Racer Fords here at Silverstone. Where are we heading next week?
You know, I was gonna look and I forgot to.
Oh, well, don't worry. I can look for us right there. Next week we're heading over to my favorite track in the world, Mid-Ohio.
Another great one. The great balance of tracks we've had over the past few seasons, from American classic road races to some of the best international circuits. So well done to iRacing for putting together these schedules. Absolutely, and Mid-Ohio is always going to be a lot of fun. I'm expecting that race to get a little bit elbow out, but it's certainly going to be a lot of fun for everyone to watch. Thank you all for joining us here on Apex Racing TV for the SRF Weekend Warriors presented by RaceVoice. I've been joined by Jonathan Grabowski, and I'm Austin Knight, and I hope y'all have a good night.